All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. This is April the 22nd, the year 2017, and I got a letter from the Department of Justice Office of Professional Responsibility, and I wanted to document it for the record. I tried to find a picture of some sort of artistic representation of what Satan's staff meeting would look like. You know, in different organizations, you have an all-hands meeting where everybody comes together and the leader gives an announcement of whatever's going on. And if Satan had a staff meeting, you know, I guess in the peanut gallery would be those filled with envy and jealousy and bitterness, and those who sell out their friends in order to make a dollar, in order to further their own agenda. So you have your sellouts and cowards and those filled with jealousy. But I think a position would be right at the front of Satan's staff meeting would be the Office of Professional Responsibility. This is their website. It's the Department of Justice website, www.justice.gov/OPR. Mrs. Robin Ashton claims to be representing that group, so I guess she would be right at the forefront of Satan's staff meeting. It claims that the Office of Professional Responsibility, reporting directly to the Attorney General, is responsible for investigating allegations of misconduct involving department attorneys that relate to the exercise of their authority to investigate, litigate, or provide legal advice, as well as allegations of misconduct by law enforcement personnel when related to allegations of attorney misconduct within the jurisdiction of OPR. So they also claim that their objectives is to ensure the Department of Justice attorneys continue to perform their duties in accordance with the high professional standards expected of the nation's principal law enforcement agency. So I got a letter from them today. Let's read it. Maybe let me zoom in just a bit. Maybe you guys will see it a bit more. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see that. This is the envelope, Office of Professional Responsibility. It's to me in my P.O. box. It's dated April the 19th, so that's 3 days ago. And let's see if I can get the letter. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Dear Mr. Davis, let's just read the letter into YouTube for the record. This is in response to your correspondence to the Office of Professional Responsibility, OPR. In your correspondence, you alleged that a former United States attorney for the Northern District of Florida engaged in professional misconduct in Mr. Kent Hovind's criminal case number 305 CR-83 and requested assistance. Goes, I think that would be Michelle Heldemeyer, and there was another attorney as well. Matter of fact, why don't we bring up the list of evildoers in Ken Hovind's case? Browse this PC. Let me evildoers. There we go. So these are the evildoers in Ken Hovind's case. So we have United States Prosecutor Gregory R. Miller. We also have United States Prosecutor Michelle Heldemeyer. I think this one committed suicide because he was a pedophile and he got caught red-handed. We also have the judge, but I don't think the Department of Justice Office of Professional Responsibility, I don't think their jurisdiction is to investigate judges. So basically it would be Gregory R. Miller and Michelle Heldemeyer. It's interesting that they use the phrase former United States attorney. I thought Michelle Heldemeyer was still a United States attorney. If you guys have any information on Michelle Heldemeyer and whether she is still a United States attorney, I would like to know that. I thought that she was currently employed by the Department of Justice. Maybe something has recently changed. I don't know. The OPR goes on to write, keep in mind that the OPR is one of Satan's lead minions. So if you had a staff meeting, let me go back to that picture. If you had a staff meeting, if Satan called a staff meeting, I figure, you know, you got the Federal Reserve, you got the Internal Revenue Service, you got the Attorney General somewhere up here with the Department of Justice, but the Office of Professional Responsibility would be the Attorney General's right-hand man. So if this is Satan and he's like leading the staff meeting, you got like probably the OPR, Robin Ashton. She's probably standing right here. She's right at the front of the crowd. She's definitely not back here with the peanut gallery, you know, with those who will sell your brother out. You know, you got the Bill Fultons and our fellow Christians who want to use their brother to cash in, and they want to take advantage of their fellow brother, traitors to the kingdom of God. I'm just saying that the Office of Professional Responsibility, they got a seat right up at the front of Satan's staff meeting. They're very important to Satan's you know, his plans, because they are responsible for throwing in the trash can any allegations of wrongdoing by the nation's so-called Justice Department. In any event, let's continue to read. OPR has a jurisdiction to investigate allegations of misconduct involving Department of Justice attorneys that relate to the exercise of their authority to investigate, litigate, or provide legal advice, as well as allegations of misconduct by law enforcement personnel when they are related to allegations of attorney misconduct within the jurisdiction of OPR. Okay? It is, however, the policy of this office to refrain from investigating issues or allegations that could have been or still may be addressed in the course of litigation, unless a court has made a specific finding of misconduct by a DOJ attorney or law enforcement agent. Let's read that again, because it's a bunch of mishmash. It's a bunch of wording that doesn't mean anything. It is, however, the policy of this office to refrain from investigating issues or allegations that could have been or still may be addressed in the course of litigation. That's a pretty vague phrase. Do you think that any particular issue or allegation could have been or still may be addressed in the course of litigation? Anything could be categorized by that phrase. It's certainly not a narrow phrase. It's a very broad and vague phrase. Let's read the next sentence that they write. Based on our review of your correspondence, we have determined that your allegations fall into this category. Wow. Accordingly, we concluded that no action by this office is warranted. You may wish to consult private counsel or contact the nearest legal aid society to determine what additional legal avenues, if any, may be available to you. We regret that we are unable to be of further assistance to you in this matter. Sincerely, Jacqueline Robertson, Program Analyst. Okay, well, if we go to Kent Hovind is Innocent, this is a website that was put up by Brady Byram to expose these evildoers, and he did a very good job. And the highest so-called justice organization in our country is the Department of Justice, and they're supposed to be held responsible for any misconduct by the Office of Professional Responsibility. But you just saw them write me a letter saying in very vague and broad terms that they don't consider misconduct that could have been or still may be addressed in the course of litigation unless a court has made a specific finding of misconduct by a DOJ attorney or law enforcement agent. They don't consider that under their purview or under their jurisdiction. So, yet again, we have a situation where our government is decided to throw any complaints that anyone sends them regarding misconduct into the trash. And they, what's the exact words? We regret that we are unable to be of further assistance to you in this matter. Well, let it be so noted, let it be so documented for the world to see that the Department of Justice, Office of Professional Responsibility, received detailed and documented evidence of misconduct by United States attorneys, and they refused to do anything. All right, take care, God bless, and the war goes on.